Hello, my friend. I'm glad you're here again, giving yourself this moment of quiet. Before we begin, take a slow breath in. Let it fill your chest, your shoulders, your thoughts. Then let it go, gently, like a wave retreating from the sand. Today's question carries the sound of water in it. What does the ocean remind us about letting go and how to trust what we cannot control? There's something ancient about the sea, something older than language, older than memory. When you stand before it, you feel small in a way that's strangely comforting. The air moves differently there, thick with salt and distance. The waves keep coming, one after another, as if time itself were breathing. And if you stay long enough, if you stop trying to understand it, something inside you begins to match its rhythm. Your heartbeat slows, your thoughts soften, your mind begins to loosen its grip. The ocean is honest. It doesn't pretend to hold still for anyone. It rises, falls, crashes, recedes, sometimes gentle, sometimes furious, always itself. It offers no guarantees of calm, yet somehow, standing before it, we feel a kind of peace. Maybe because the ocean is a mirror, not for what we see, but for what we resist. It teaches us, without speaking, that we cannot hold what was never meant to be still. We build our lives trying to control things: love, time, success, other people, even our own feelings. We make plans, schedules, expectations. We want the tide to stay when it's good, and to retreat when it hurts. But the ocean reminds us, control is an illusion. You can stand at the edge and shout your rules into the wind, but the waves won't listen. They will still rise, they will still break, they will still return. And maybe that's why some of us come to the ocean when we are lost, because it shows us, without judgment, how to surrender. There's a moment that happens if you let the waves reach your feet, that first cold shock, then the pull, then the push. It's both grounding and humbling. You realize the water doesn't ask permission to move around you. It doesn't stop to check your comfort. It just is. And somehow that honesty feels like freedom. Letting go isn't about indifference. It's about learning to move with what is real instead of fighting what isn't. The ocean doesn't resist its own tide. It doesn't cling to calm or avoid the storm. It embodies both, the wild and the still. Maybe that's what we're meant to learn, how to be that vast inside ourselves. We keep holding on to what hurt us, to what used to make us happy, to stories we tell about how life should have gone. We grip them so tightly that our hands tremble. But the sea shows another way. It takes in everything, the broken shells, the driftwood, the storms, and it keeps moving. It turns even loss into motion. It never asks, "Why did this happen?" It asks, "What's next?" That doesn't mean it forgets. The ocean remembers everything. The ships that sank, the salt of tears, the bones of history. But it carries them gently, woven into its endless body. It doesn't erase, it transforms. And that's the art of letting go, to take what has been and allow it to become something else, to stop forcing stillness on what was born to move. If you've ever watched the tide pull away from the shore, you know that strange sadness, the small emptiness it leaves behind. But wait long enough, and it always returns. Not the same wave, but one just like it. That's how life works too. The things we lose return in new shapes, new faces, new chances, new mornings. The cycle continues whether we cling or not. Maybe the ocean's real lesson is trust. Not blind faith, but deep bodily trust. The kind that lives in your bones. The kind that says, even when I can't see what's coming, I know it will carry me. You can't stand at the shore and command the waves, but you can learn to float. And floating isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the choice to let the water hold you, instead of exhausting yourself trying to hold the water. There's a moment when you're far enough from land that the sea and sky meet in every direction. You realize you're surrounded by vastness, and yet you're safe, because you've stopped fighting. You've started trusting the rhythm that's larger than you. That rhythm lives everywhere, not just in the tides, but in your own breathing, in the beating of your heart, in the way the seasons turn, the way the sun sets, no matter what kind of day you've had. You don't have to control the ocean for it to carry you. You just have to stop thrashing long enough to float. But it's hard, isn't it? Letting go sounds simple until you try it, because letting go means surrendering to uncertainty, to not knowing if you'll be okay. And our minds crave safety. We mistake control for safety. Yet the ocean shows that control is not safety, surrender is. When you resist the current, you tire yourself. When you align with it, you find rhythm. Every wave that has ever existed began as a wind somewhere far away. It was born, traveled, broke, and dissolved, and none of it was wasted. Even the waves that crash still belong to the sea. So do we. You are not separate from the tide. You are part of it. The same forces that move the ocean move through you. Gravity, breath, rhythm, life. Every heartbeat echoes the pull of the moon. Every emotion is its own small wave, rising and falling. Maybe we struggle with letting go because we forget that we are the water. We keep thinking we're the shore, something solid, something unmoving, but the truth is, we're both. We're the place things come and go, and we're also the flow that carries them away. To live fully is to live like the sea, to love deeply, lose gently, and keep moving anyway. And maybe that's why the ocean feels sacred to us, because it reminds us that being alive is an act of trust. Every breath is a tide, every moment is a wave, and though each one ends, the motion never does. So next time you find yourself by the water, stand still for a while, listen, watch. Let the waves write their lessons on your skin. Let them remind you that letting go isn't a failure. It's the natural rhythm of existence. You don't have to master the current. You just have to stop fighting what already knows how to move. Close your eyes and imagine it now. The horizon breathing, the sea shimmering in the distance. Everything you've lost is somewhere in that motion. Everything you're meant to find is too. The ocean keeps no score. It takes and gives without bitterness, and in that it teaches us the softest kind of freedom. To trust life, not because we control it, but because we are part of it. So breathe again. You are carried, even now. You are moving, even when you feel still. And just like the tide, you will always find your way back to balance. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself this moment to reflect. Stay gentle, stay curious, and stay kind. And if this question spoke to you, continue your journey with us on Yarven's Questions. More stories, more reflections, and more quiet truths are waiting for you. Take care, my friend. Until next time.